Afternoon all. How are you doing? Right, nice to see you there. Sustainability, it's a word. It means lots of different things to lots of different people. So we tried to find out what some experts describe sustainability as, and we actually got some good friends to share what they said with you.
For me, the learning experience has been understanding what sustainability is all about. And it's about so much more than people's expectations. It's about business modelling, it's about strategic development within a business, it's about engaging your staff, it's about reducing your costs and driving efficiencies, it's about meeting client demands, it's about bringing to life tangible brand behaviours, such as principles and values that often, get lost in some sort of two-dimensional website policy that nobody really reads.
For me, the learning experience has been understanding what sustainability is all about.
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 And it's about so much more than people's expectations.
It's about business modelling.
It's about strategic development in a business.
It's about engaging your staff. It's about reducing your costs and driving efficiencies.
It's about reducing your costs and driving efficiency. It's about reducing your costs and driving efficiencies.
It's about meeting client demands. It's about bringing to life tangible brand behaviours,
such as principles and values that often get lost in some sort of two-dimensional website policy that nobody really reads.
Nobody really reads. No one really reads.
Nobody really reads.
Nobody really reads.
So there you go, that's a bit clearer. Now, as Nick mentioned earlier, we partner with the Amex for 2 years now, since their move from a little 8,000-seat stadium in Withdean. And it's now a multifunctional event space and conference space with 31,000 seats for the football. Last year, they actually got the Best New Venue in the World award, as well as Venue Team of the Year, and a silver medal from Stadium Experience for Sustainability. And they're now on their road to ISO 2012-01, with technical support from some of the partners we work with, who specialise in some of the technical aspects of sustainability. But we don't need to go that far today, I don't think. And what I've done is I've just gathered a few tips for you as event organisers working with your teams to deliver more sustainable events. So first of all, planning. Start as early as you can, and I know with events you haven't got much time to start early, but really researching your client's sustainability policy is always a good idea, and building their corporate objectives into your design and planning. It's a fantastic opportunity, actually, to nurture your relationship with the client and promote your brand. Obviously, developing pre-prepared ways of working that everyone adopts on an ongoing basis can save an awful lot of time in the longer term. For your next event, you could include your team in the first stages of planning and ask them to choose one positive action in their role to make a measurable difference. They know their role better than anyone else, so engage them in taking responsibility one step at a time. Ask them to think about where they could save on their time, waste, resources, water, electricity, etc. And with some of the online event platforms that we're piloting, you don't actually need everyone at the event at all. You can communicate with thousands of people from one particular space. In fact, one of our clients is Eco Island in the Isle of Wight, which is broadly known as the most advanced sustainability project in the world, and they're moving now on that island towards full hydrogen fuel supply across the board. Very expensive for just one event, but actually it gets cheaper and cheaper as you put it in, and at that level it'll be about 50% of the cost of petrol, and apparently you can even drink the emissions, which is very sustainable. And we're actually helping them with what's called the Eco Island Accord, where they're connecting up with all the islands around the world to share knowledge and best practice, and we're creating online monthly conventions to help them actually, in a virtual space, run events to make sustainability happen. At the Amex, it doesn't have to be one thing, though, that you improve by 100%. It can be 100 things that we each improve by 1%. So encouraging your people to measure things helps it make it much easier to manage and improve. And of course, if you don't measure it, it's actually not likely to improve. At the Amex, we held monthly action groups of customer experience measures, short, sharp 90-minute timeouts. That's all they were. And we came up with tons of improvements on a monthly basis, and the scores went up and up and up as time went on. ask people to put their statement of change into their screensaver so they're reminded each day. For example, make each trip count, you know, batching errands into fewer trips, using both sides of the paper, for example. It's an everybody thing. At the Amex, we have Team Brighton champions to fulfill a role in training and be advocates at a team level, and to take the club's vision and values and extend it beyond just their own team. And some of them now are involved in initiatives such as helping educate young people in communities, helping long-term unemployed people back to work, and showing families even how to make their homes more sustainable. So we can extend really the reach of this beyond just events. Now, we talk about green events. I don't think this is about green events. I think it's actually about better events. You know, discuss what your company's story might be in terms of your offering, your vision and your values. As I say, it's not just about going green. It's a bit hackneyed now, that phrase, and it can turn a lot of people off. Sustainability is not a separate issue. It's all about having vibrant, positive, creative, efficient and well-run events. A financially successful business with making a sustainable world a rather nice byproduct. It's a triple bottom line, and that means happier staff and clients, healthier profit and a healthier planet. It's a win-win-win situation, not a guilt trip. So what are some of the areas specifically we can focus on? Well, we can look at transport, for example. Now, in Cambridge, I can give you a big tick already because you've got 28% of the population here using bicycles. And that's one of the top in the country. So you don't really need me to suggest that you encourage people to come to events by bike or public transport, to walk. You've got to always make sure, obviously, plenty of secure bike parking, minimal parking for cars. I'm sure you're already doing that. And remember, of course, accessibility as well. Now, we'll keep coming back to this. It's always ideal to consider using local contractors. So, for example, you're not having stuff taken all around the country just to save a few quid. Now, there's food as well. We can think about some of the suppliers in Cambridge. I know you're good at this one as well. You've got a great selection of local caterers to choose from who use local produce. At the planning and tender stage, ensure that your suppliers, though, have targets and measured steps towards sustainability, because you can begin positive change by actually encouraging it to be a priority for your suppliers too. Offering your client a selection of menus that are using produce that's in season will also have the benefit of being fresher, cheaper, and won't involve it having travelled all around the world. Minimal packaging, recyclable packaging, of course, water jugs rather than water bottles. Again, use these things to promote your brand as an opportunity to talk about what you're doing with social media. Buy in bulk and manage stock to minimise waste. Also, if the client has requested menus, include the fact that the catering has been provided by a local caterer using local seasonal produce, minimal packaging, etc. Once more, at the point of planning, consider the demographic of attendees to your event as well. I ran a theatre festival in a venue once where one of the plays actually featured some rather violent use of a roast chicken as part of the action. The only problem was this was in a vegetarian cafe, this theatre space, and it raised quite a few interesting challenges for the owners once they found out that there was a chicken in their building. And they actually put warning notices on for vegetarians to say this performance features a roast chicken, which was quite interesting. But interesting enough, the newspaper got hold of this and turned this into a bit of a funny story about, is this political correctness going mad? Actually warning people that there's a roast chicken in a room. Now that was 7-8 years ago. I'm not sure now, the way things are moving, whether that would actually be a news story, but 7 years ago it was, for sure. So think about also waste. I mean, be creative. Waste is stuff that has value at the end of the day. So be creative in finding solutions to this. How can you engage your attendees or the companies presenting in your event in your vision for successful sustainability at your event? Perhaps use incentives. Every year we go up to the Edinburgh Festival and put on a breakfast show, and I know that if I leave any print or flyers or posters in the venue, it's cost me 500 quid off my box office. So that keeps us very honest. And of course they have recycling bins clearly marked, and they email everyone with the policy as well. So, at every step of the event journey, what are the opportunities to make small positive changes that can really add up? Measuring electricity consumption, green tariffs, directional signage, natural light, ventilation. So reduce, reuse and recycle as much as you can. You don't even need paper and brochures these days. Eco Express, for example, turns brochures into interactive touchscreens for delegates to email stuff to themselves for instance. Think about your community. If we're having a party at home, we'll usually knock on the neighbour's door, or at least pop a note through their door letting them know what's going on. So sometimes it's even appropriate to ask them along. So when we're running an event, think about the community and how we're going to involve them as well. So really, sustainability is for everyone. Don't be an eco-Gestapo officer. That can really turn people off. It's about communicating with people, engaging them, involving them, subscribing them right the way through the supply chain of the event, and putting in longer term initiatives such as training and engagement and working towards ISO 2012-01. And we've got a team of partners who can help with you on that journey if you wanted to take that journey. So really it's about what can you do now to be more sustainable, what can you improve, and what can you change. And if you want any help from us, we're going to be around in the room next door. And if you've got any difficult questions on sustainability, I'll write them down, take your business card, and we'll get back to you with them. But please remember, it's not about going green or turning green. It's about living events, it's about better events, and it's about a positive planet also for the people on it. Thank you.